Hello and welcome to the War Report. I'm your host Cyrus, joined by Quan, and this is the podcast where we never won the tag team titles eating some Campbell Chunky. Uh, Rest in peace, Jay Briscoe, man. That is terrible news, but had to say it at the top.
Yeah, this is gonna be a somber episode, today. But you might want to get into it now while we're at it, while we're here.
Yeah, just
Let's get over with, man.
yeah. Rest in peace, Jay Briscoe. I believe they died in a car crash, a head-on collision. But Tuesday. I was about to say yesterday, but this Tuesday, and despite a lot of stuff that has come into light about what the Briscoe has said in the past and what they represent, still wear like the Confederate flag and all that other shit like that. Yeah, you can get those bars off, I guess. It's kind of poor timing for that, especially for somebody who is like kind of like insanely integral, like part of wrestling. RO like their impact in ROH and how it affects wrestling today is, yeah, man. this It sucks. We lost a pioneer.
Like for people who don't understand Jay Lethal's impact, like you got to understand this guy has been on the top of the indies since probably 2002, 2003.
Yeah.
Always been a top guy within the biggest American indie promotion in America from, for most of those 20 years that he was there.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to imagine everybody's probably worked with this guy. Anybody that's came up in this business within the last 20 years, in the last 2 decades, probably worked with this guy, interacted with this guy multiple times. And I just think it was amazing, just like seeing just the outcry of positive support, and almost everybody saying that he was like the nicest guy and he would take his shirt off his back for you. I mean, there were so many great stories.
I also really like that, like people who, never even had a match with the Briscoes or even met the Briscoes, I know it might seem like, oh, they're just saying that to be nice if you want to be a cynical asshole like that. But it's just like, Kofi Kingston coming out saying something about, Jay Briscoe, the Usos, definitely the Briscoes are some people that, a lot of tag teams in the WWE who really weren't on the indies, like these are people that they wanted to face. Like the Briscoes are seriously pioneers in tag team wrestling. I think whenever, like, you could watch Jay Briscoe today go back and back and back and back and back to the start of his, like, career, and it's like everything's good. He's always been a really good.
He's always been good, always been a good worker. As time gone on, he really discovered his character. I think his promo is one of the best promo guys to ever do it. It was always, there's certain wrestlers who try to portray an image and it don't feel like Jay Electronica said, like, the energy giving off, it don't feel familiar. Like there's certain with Jay, I felt like when you heard Jay talk, that was really Jay talking. It wasn't a character talking, that was him, and it felt authentic and it felt real. And it's very hard, especially like on indie wrestling, to find something like that is very hard, man. This death sucks, man. You really, honestly, to be completely honest with you, like when we had to talk about NXT, I couldn't even really once I saw the news while watching NXT was just like in the background. I was on my phone the whole time. It was just like it didn't feel like I didn't even feel like watching it at that point. I was like, this sucks, man. It's kind of my mood, man.
Yeah, when I saw it in the chat and I was just like, oh, that makes me like really sad,
Yeah.
And then I really had to, like, I was just like, all right, I'm gonna distance myself away, like, because the chat was, it was going on, like everybody was talking about it, everybody was posting some of their favorite Jay Briscoe matches, and I was just like, let me just take a step away, because if I start reading this, I'm not even gonna look at my other monitor where NXT is on. And then I said that, and then Vic Joseph said, on commentary, RBJ, and I was just like, oh my fucking god. Just a real loss for wrestling, really. Somebody posted a match of like, well, not the full match, it was like split into parts, but it was really good stuff of just Mark and Jay Briscoe just going at it really early ROH. This is probably like 2002, 2003.
Yeah, when Mark like
Shit
just
was
turned
hard.
18. Yeah, that definitely one of the early like first 10 shows. I remember that.
What is it? Jay was 17 and Mark was 18.
Yeah,
just fire. Them doing some of the hardest, like greatest chain wrestling I've seen, and it was just like those two were wrestling prodigies for real. And it just sucks, really. Like, this is a wrestler that I'm like really familiar with, and I really do enjoy.
How many times have you seen Jay live?
I only been to a couple ROH shows. I saw them in a 6-man main event here in Miami, and then I believe I might have saw them at Supercard of Honor 2017.
Okay. So the first ROH show I ever went to was Glory by Honor 5, and it was in Connecticut. And the original the venue, it was raining really hard, and something happened with like a leak in the venue, so they had to like last minute build a tent outside the venue. The rain's pouring down, like the tent sinking in because there's so much water over it. And the main event was Kenta and Marufuji versus the Briscoe brothers, and they fucking, I wouldn't say tore the house down, but they fucking tore the tent down. That was one of the most fun matches I've ever seen in person. I'm so happy I got to see. Honestly, I'm just honored to see all 4 of those guys wrestle each other in a match live. Like, I don't even think when I was, 16, freshly 16, like how important that match was, or anything like that. But yeah, man, so just so like, I'm just so honored to be able to see. I saw, Jay in his prime, and just like, yeah, man, this one's rough. Also, I just want to, also prayers out to his children,
brother, family, all that.
Family. I believe 2 of his daughters were in the car with him. One, is in the hospital for needing surgery. So, we got also, everybody, man. It's just terrible situation. I heard it's Mark's birthday today. I don't know how true that is, but I saw something that said that, so which is even like,
that's painful.
That's rough, man.
Yeah,
that's really rough.
Painful. Yeah, man. Shout out to everybody that dropped Jay Briscoe matches in our in the Discord, man. I'm definitely gonna watch these a little bit with the heavy heart, and I'm not gonna lie. What are these thumbnails? It's the Briscoes and Noah, and they're dripped out in Confederate flag.
Yeah, the Confederate zip-up hoodie. Wildin'. It was wildin'.
Oh my fucking god. All right.
What year is that from? It was like 07?
I
know they went.
I'm not sure.
They definitely look young in that video. They were.
They don't even have beards yet.
Yeah, I want to say that's when ROH and Noah were like first doing their like collaborative shows.
Yeah, this is how the Briscoe timeline works. It's really early stuff when they're wearing singlets.
Yeah, red and black
singlets. Now they're a little bit older. This is where they're wearing shorts and whatever. And then when they're really grown, that's when you get the camouflage pants with the military boots and like whatever the fuck. Like that's how I realize. That's how I like indicate how old this footage is.
Yeah, man, it's just. I gotta run back some of these matches too. Now I wonder if I can find that Glory by Honor match. I want to see that. I wonder if I can see myself in the crowd. Yeah, that was my priorities. Oh, of course. I mean, also before we go off this, I think we cannot. I think Seth Rollins made a really good tweet. Without the Briscoe brothers, a lot of these guys wouldn't even be where they're at. For example, Steen and Generico, I think their biggest matches at the time, before they got to WWE, was the ladder war with the Briscoes. When Tyler Black debuted with the Age of the Fall with Necro Butcher and who was it, Jimmy Jacobs. The first feud with the Briscoes, I'll never forget what they had like. They had hung,
they hung one of the Briscoes. Blood was
upside down by ankle. Blood was coming down on top of them. That shit was like 17-year-old me. Mind you, I had been following all the viral stuff they were doing, like 17-year-old me, that like blew my mind. I was like, yo, this shit's crazy. Whatever old I was, 18. I couldn't I had never seen nothing like that before, man. And just classics, man, all over.
And shameless plug, if you want to hear me and Justin actually talk about that match, we talked about it on Spot Callers for our November 2022 episode. It was just a compilation of matches, and those were one of them. I really do want to watch some of the Briscoes Age of the Fallen stuff. But
it's
Spot Callers,
it's so hard to find ROH footage from that era.
Yeah. For Spot Callers, we're going to be doing a tribute to Jay Briscoe.
Nice. Awesome.
We had something in mind. We wanted to get violent, or have something.
I mean,
that's a little.
You can still get violent with Jay Briscoe.
Yeah, exactly. So I was just like, oh, you want to do it? We could do both. So we're gonna get there.
Also, I know it's kind of poetic, like his last match. I don't know if this is exactly his last match, but the last match anybody ever saw was, the match with FTR, and just how great that series of matches they had. I mean, if you're gonna go out, you want to go out on some kind of on work like that, something to be proud of. Man,
Briscoe's body of work
speaks for itself, man.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, just prayers to everybody, and rest in peace, Jay.
Yeah. All right.
There's no way to pivot. There's no way to pivot out of this. Because the next topic is so fucking petty and stupid.
Yeah. Nick Khan. Well, the Khans are talking about purchasing WWE, and I will just say this. I do not think that Tony and Shad Khan are actually in the actual conversation of buying it. But everybody, every wrestling journalist, every fucking, AEW mark or whatever is just like, wouldn't it be funny if they bought them though? So they're just gonna believe like they're in the, in the running of this shit.
I think honestly, it's smart. It was good promotion. It's very much that's one of the better promotional things I think Tony Khan's done in a while. Just putting his name out there with the sale of WWF, just sprinkling it in the air. Like obviously I wasn't aware of like when I was 10 what was going on with WCW and like WWF buying it, but I'm sure I wouldn't be shocked if the rumors were going around for that, and then people are like, what if they buy it? What if we see Goldberg versus The Rock or something? Just like I'm sure they were doing the same thing at that time. So honestly, smart move on him. Yeah, they no way they're selling to them. I don't even think they can. Honestly, you think Shad Khan's really going to pay for all this?
No.
Like, at some point, you got to be like, look, bro.
No.
I gave you enough. Yeah, I get.
Well, it's just like, what are you going to be doing with like both? Like, it's just whatever. Yeah. It's not happening because they could offer an infinite amount of money, like a crazy amount of money. Well, like, and it would be like, no. Because I believe the like the company and like the TV rights are like it's a package deal. Tony Khan ain't got no TV rights for WWE to be on.
He can make something if he got WWE.
If he ain't got it now, he out the running.
He ain't got WWE yet.
It's a deal. Like you have to have the TV right shit with the purchase. Like you have to have the money and the coupon.
Hey, I don't know, man. Also, I saw somebody, I wish I remember who tweeted it. They were just like, yo, man, y'all was against wrestling monopolies before, but now that AEW buying WWE, now it's a monopoly again. It would be a monopoly.
That's facts. And then 2 is you want AEW to be an alternative by swallowing the WWE, which you're trying to, be an alternative against. Like, it's crazy. And then I doubt that, well, he does a lot of stupid booking things, but when acquiring WWE, that shit is switching to WWE. He's not making everything AEW because WWE has the brand recognition.
Yeah. I mean,
so therefore you're no longer an alternative.
I don't know what AEW is.
Just silly, just a little silly shit. But yeah, it's whatever.
Speaking of more silly stiff stuff, Nick Khan did the interview with Bill Simmons to do a little PR cleanup on whatever's going on with this WWE sale and all backstage inner workings. And did you listen to it? I didn't listen to it. I didn't get a chance to.
I actually had a whole bunch of work to do today, but
Yeah.
it was also just like, I don't need Nick Khan to tell me that you're not selling to Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
I don't need him to tell me that. So basically it was just like, whatever information is there wouldn't really be new to me, but it would be cool to hear it from the source or, somebody who's closest to the source. But the only thing that I heard was his comments about, him seeing AEW as competition. And he was like, not really, Bray. That was it. That was the only thing I heard.
Okay,
you don't get a lot of WWE people actually talking about AEW full candidly like that.
Yeah, honestly, you don't really hear WWE execs really talk and candidly at all. Previous to the Vince regime, he didn't. I mean, obviously, Vince didn't do a lot of interviews post after like the one with what's my man's name, Bob Costas. I think it was Costas, where he had a little really freaked out on him. So I mean, like, just I forgot what we were just talking about. I totally just lost
the Nick Khan interview.
So like hearing Nick Khan talk, you can tell like he's a pro at this. He is so good at answering questions without giving too much away, and it's very much like corporate lingo, and just like
he talks like a businessman.
Yeah.
And he talks like a businessman, but what is it? It's not insulting to your intelligence, I guess. No. If that's what you want to say. Like at my job, they always told you whenever you're writing about art or whatever you want to write at like this grade level, he's talking at that grade level.
Yeah.
And it's very easy for everybody to really understand, even though it's corporate jargon or like, super duper business stuff.
Also, even the way he handled the AEW questions, seeing them as competition, he would definitely a little shady. Very much disrespecting. They're very much disrespecting Tony Khan, calling him a kid. Multiple times calling him a kid. Mind you, they're both in their
40s. He called him a kid.
I don't know that nigga.
And he questioned if like, is that your money or your daddy money?
Yeah, he said, are y'all even getting money over there like that?
Yeah, and then he said, are y'all getting money over there? But when he said anybody could run a business at a loss, I was just like, hey, yo, relax. Yo, relax. You're being mad disrespectful right now.
That was kind of crazy, bro. Mind you, he just called you a kid 3 times in a row after that. You had nothing but positive things.
And he said y'all niggas ain't making no money.
And he said y'all ain't getting no money. That's crazy.
He said you broke 2 ways. Fucking nuts.
And and then Tony Khan, he can't even say nothing because let us not forget, I don't know, was it a year ago or 2 years ago, where he did that really weird promo with Tony Schiavone, like in a character, and he's like, I'm the real Khan, you're Khan man.
I'm the only Khan in wrestling.
Yeah, all right, we see you, little bro.
That boy, hold his boy.
Yeah, low key, I think Tony Khan got to respond. He got to say something. He got to challenge him to a fight. I was watching Reliving the War, and they were talking about when like Eric Bischoff challenged Vince McMahon to a fight at the pay-per-view.
I remember that. Yeah, that was so stupid. It was like, dog, Vince is not going to show up, dude.
If he did, he would have whooped it.
Hey, who knows?
Hey, Eric Bischoff do got like Taekwondo or something like that. He do some kind of karate. He might got feet. I'm about to say hands. He might got feet.
Hands and feet, bro.
He might have.
But nah, I thought just from what I heard from that snippet of them talking about AEW, I think that's the only thing really relevant to this podcast that I needed to hear. I'm not really interested in listening to the podcast in full. It might be very insightful and all that stuff, but I think I can truly do without, because I know, like, trying to debunk the Saudi rumors, and it's just like, trust me, bro, you ain't got to convince me. You got to convince the dumbasses over there.
Yeah, I think he did speak on, Vince and allegations and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
He also spoke on about like, creative people, people are still very much fear-mongering Vince jumping back to creative. I don't know why people are like really harping on this to happen.
And then I know that, it's not going to happen. And then if it does, we'll cross that road when we get there. But there's no point in fear mongering and being upset or, getting your pennies in a bunch about it now. So Nick Khan speaking about that on the podcast. Yeah, you got to convince the dumbasses over there, bro. I'm good.
So, and he didn't put it out of the realm. He didn't say like it's not gonna happen, but he was like, as far as I know, as far as I've been told, he's not interested in that at all. He also gave an update on Vince. He said he didn't really want to speak on family matters as far as Stephanie goes. I don't remember really talking about Triple H. I might have missed it, any excerpts about that. But yeah, he said, I'm pretty much staying out of that stuff. Whatever going on over there with that.
That's between family.
That's with them. I ain't rocking with that. So he played real diplomatic, said everything he needed to say. And I mean, if you're interested in hearing Nick Khan speak, because it seems like he's going to do one of these like once a year, because he did the Helwani last year.
Great interview.
That was a great interview, and now he did this one, which I haven't heard yet, but I've only seen excerpts. So
I'm good. Unless he does another Ariel Helwani style interview where he like kind of answers like new information, not like kind of like as you described, like PR cleanup or kind of like debunking stuff. I think like that's no, because you ain't got to debunk it to me. But if he just wants to talk about more about like major events that had like if they do it in like October or whatever, like just talk about SummerSlam, Mania, stuff like that, and like what you're going to be doing going forward, and like if they sell, like what was that process like, shit like that. That's what I would be interested in, more like new information.
Yeah, it's definitely selling this year, so I'm sure we'll hear something.
Oh, who knows?
He said it's gonna be soon, like it's gonna happen. So
well,
I think they're aggressively selling this thing. I think they're really trying to push this. Like, let's go.
Isn't the TV rights deal up? I read that on Twitter, so it might be
2020.
Might be cat.
Yeah, next year. I think it's up next year, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
So right. I don't know how that shit works. I'm not gonna pretend like I do. So also, y'all, stop getting any kind of bit. If you ain't hear from Wall Street Journal at this point about any sale news from WWE, don't even pay no mind.
Like trust official sources, man.
Yeah, if it ain't Wall Street Journal.
Y'all had Kermit up the block. Hope he gets sprayed. Like
the other dude who got Mercedes wrong and the Saudi deal wrong. The little whatever the guy. Yeah, he's wilding. They've been on his ass too.
Good. Like I feel like we should truly just start, digitally stoning niggas for lying.
Yeah, this is getting ridiculous. Meltzer did another one. Meltzer did one of those. He was like, he said he's not going to be on creative. He might be on creative. We don't know if he's going to be on creative, but he might be. Like, man, I'm like, yo, what kind of news is that? Like, what are we doing?
Like that's the I don't want to be wrong.
Yeah,
and it's okay to be wrong.
Just how about just don't update us if you don't have anything new?
Yeah, how about you just state your opinion and then state that it's an opinion and not like fact? Just be like, I don't think Vince is coming back to creative, but he might in the future. Like that's why it's, just cover your ass with your statements, man. Don't try to bet on black and red. You feel me? And then I didn't see this news, but this is interesting. Peacock no longer supporting indie promotions on the WWE network. I mean, on the network. So does that mean they're getting rid of the WXW shit?
So IWC, Progress, they both said that their contracts are up with Peacock WWE Network. So they're free. They're free to do whatever they want. I'll be honest with you. I
never checked them out. Never checked it out.
And I'm assuming a lot of other people didn't watch it. I never see people really talk about it on my timeline. I sure didn't.
I tried to watch one. I'm not going to say who the person was or whatever it was, but I was watching a WXW show for one of these women's matches. That shit stunk. I never checked anything else out.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think COVID and Me Too and all that. Not what was it? It wasn't Me Too. What was the Speaking Out? Kind of killed the whatever was left of the UK British scene, and then Progress, which wasn't the same. I mean, honestly, Progress sold out like they completely like whatever their initial attitude was, or the atmosphere, like this punk rock fucking alternative.
Once that money came through,
once the WWE deal came in, like it just killed any kind of like vibe they had. on top of everything that already happened with the UK British scene. I saw people on Pete Dunne's ad. Pete Dunne never gonna live that quote down. It is what it is. About how like he would pretty much, like when people are saying like WWE trying to monopolize the UK British scene, they're gonna kill it with NXT UK. And then Pete Dunne at the time when he was just like, yo, this is a good thing for UK wrestling. And anytime anything bad happens in UK wrestling, they go right back to that quote and just be on his ass. I mean, and you know what? Shout out to him for keeping it up too. He's like,
yeah.
Y'all.
Well, like also, hey man, it's not WWE fault that COVID happened. Like I think that's what really killed the British indie scene. That's speaking really, out in COVID.
No, well, yeah, speaking out killed it, and then like COVID is like
topped it off.
Yeah, to chop the head off to make sure it was dead for good.
Yeah, and what is it? Peacock not re-upping on those deals. I think it's fair because shit, are they even having shows anymore? Like you're not even producing new content for Peacock. I
literally haven't heard any new. I used to hear about Progress all the time. I haven't heard a peep about Progress in about 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen? I remember it was on the time. It was big. Like it was getting a little following. When Walter and them was out there. Yeah, I used to see it on my timeline all the time. And after COVID happened and the deal, I mean, if like y'all could at me if y'all still was fucking with Progress, but I couldn't tell you anything. I couldn't tell you who the champs were over there. But yeah, no more. I mean, I think you got like one more day to watch it.
Negro, please. I watch that shit, man. All right, well, we got the news out of the way. Before we get into AEW, you good, man? We all good?
I'm good.
All right. Okay, AEW. Let's start. And something that was surprising to me, and it made me really happy. And honestly, if this went any other way, I would have came in here pissed. But Top Flight defeated the Young Bucks. Fantastic. The match is the usual Young Buck stuff, so like it or love it. It hate it or love it. It's whatever. But I think the ending of it was perfect. It is exactly what I wanted. That's it.
You know what? I had two thoughts in this match. First of all, two thoughts in the show overall. Well, one's about the match, one's about the show. So I noticed a kind of a pattern the last couple of weeks. I see what Tony Khan's doing. It looks like he's really starting to focus on this year the youth and kind of like just new guys. Mm-hmm. I think that this week, tonight's episode, most of the winners were kind of, younger guys beating the vets. I guess if you want to say Orange Cassidy's not really a younger guy, but
or Brian.
I wasn't gonna count the Brian thing. That's a whole different storyline. That's a whole different thing. But like Top Flight beating the Bucks, Ricky Starks beating Hager. I guess Tony's young. I don't know how long Willow's been wrestling. They've probably been wrestling probably similar amount of time. So, but still, you know what I mean? Like, even like in Darby beating Kushida, it's like, and even last week, I feel like
Kushida was always going to lose. That's
I'm just saying, you know what I mean? The older guys, the younger guys just beating the older guys. And I just think, I like what they're doing. I hope he keeps this going.
Keep it going with purpose.
Yeah. And I like them. I did like the match. I like what they're doing with Top Flight. I think they've won a lot. They beat
they're on a streak.
I actually watched on Dark. I actually watched the Dark match they had. It was them versus Butcher and the Blade, and then Claudio and what's my man's name? Wheeler Yuta. And they beat them. So yeah, they're getting wins over quality opponents. It's only a matter of time. But also, you know what's the problem? You know what? I tweeted about this. AEW, I was just watching Top Flight come out. And they just came out in kind of these standard like hoodies, like these black zip-up hoodies.
Oh, they need to get their swag up?
Yeah, I feel like a lot of the guys, like a lot of the babyface, if I was a first-time viewer, right? Like when you think about like in the 80s or something, right? When the Rockers came out, they had the colorful tassels, they're like really flashy, they look like exciting. And these guys, these niggas about to start jumping off of stuff and doing wild stuff. When I see Top Flight, I don't see that. I just see two guys. Yeah. I need some what
is it? They were black. They were black and green.
Yeah, give me something. I need something. Show me that you guys are high. I want y'all personalities to match how you guys wrestle in the ring. You guys are fantastic. Y'all can do all kinds of high flying stuff I've never even seen before. But now to see you guys was give me if I was a kid, you know what I mean, 12 years old. I'm sure I would like them, but they probably would have drew my eye way sooner if they had some cool, some cool stuff. You know what I mean?
It still feels indie, baby faces with the black shorts.
Yeah.
Let's get some color on your
Y'all getting money. Y'all getting money now. Let's get it up.
Are they?
They won that little $60,000 battle royal thing, whatever that was.
they ain't spend that shit on no clothes. That shit went to car note.
You feel me?
But yeah, it should be, instead of like black and white, it should be like white and green. It's kind of pop, I guess. Because what is it? They were damn near matching with the Bucks.
At least with the Bucks, they look like guys. They look interesting. I think they look goofy, but they do have an interesting look and they stand out.
They have a more interesting look than Top Flight because they wear headbands while Top Flight.
They wear wild patterns and stuff. Like they do a little different. But you know what I mean? I like Top Flight, but they're missing that. Give me something, man. Give me something. I see the Miz come out in these extravagant robes and shit. That's the Miz. You know what I mean? You don't do high flying stuff. Why can't just give me something? I don't know. Cool jackets, cool leather jackets. I don't know. Yeah, that's all I got. But as far as the match goes, it was good. A good match.
Yeah. The match was cool. Yeah, I thought it was really really good, and I'm glad that Top Flight won that, and then hopefully they get into the title picture soon. But it seems like they're gonna get delayed by the Ass Boys and Family Therapy and all the goofy shit that they're gonna be doing till the next pay-per-view.
Let's get this over with.
Yeah. Let's get the actual real contender. Bryan Danielson versus Bandido. I thought this match was really, really good. And this match was even better when I turned commentary off.
I didn't even. I tuned commentary out at this point.
Nah. It's really hard to turn out when it's the only thing in the room. Like
this was my so far in the year. This has been my favorite match of the year so far. I thought this was fantastic. And I saw a quote from Kurt Angle earlier. Someone else retweeted a quote saying something dumb about something that Kurt Angle said, and it was just like Kurt Angle was talking about. Like you don't need to do the death-defying stunts and shit to get over with the crowd. And I think the first 10 minutes of that Bandido Bryan Danielson match, they didn't do anything wild, just lockups and holds and submission, and the crowd was still chanting. This is an AEW crowd who loves that flippy shit, right? Mm-hmm. They were chanting, "This is awesome" at holds and submissions, which just shows like you don't need that. If you can tell a story, you can execute. You don't need to, I mean, it's nice. It's cool to see flips and stuff, but sometimes.
Well, that's easy. That's easy for you to say. You could barely walk. And it's just like, no, that's the reason why they can't. It's not easy to say, dumbass.
Yeah, I'm not going to get into that guy's reading comprehension or whatever he was trying to comprehend with that one.
The fact that people were agreeing is just like, oh, wow. Y'all niggas dumb. But no, yeah, it was a really good match. And then they kind of kept it kind of like suppressed. So it was like really good. And it's very different from every other match on this show. So
yeah,
all really good stuff there.
It was a really heavy wrestling heavy episode.
Yeah, which is good. Like MJF didn't come out there and do his 20 minutes. I guess he's in timeout.
Thank the Lord. Yeah, thank the Lord.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot of talking. Like I think like all the segments that like feature talking was like really short. Even like the in-ring ones, like they're all really short.
Yeah.
Let's keep it up. And they still got a story across with like
exactly. I was just gonna say that they're using the maximum amount of their time to get
whoever produced this episode, kudos to you. Because you made a very easy watchable, breezy episode of AEW.
If it was Tony Khan, I gotta give him credit for that one. If this was his idea, if this was work, I gotta give him the credit. I'm
a doubt that is him. But whoever did it, no matter who it is, whoever did it, you did a really good job tonight.
I will say, I do think there's a different team back there doing this show. Because I'll say this: the last 3 weeks have been looking good. It's been good. Like they've been good shows. I have not been bored. I've genuinely like, okay, that was a good episode. Like tonight, it was a good episode. I haven't really had no complaints about it. Besides the women's stuff, but we'll get there. It did feel better paced.
Booking stuff is like, I guess that I'll say that's a little bit separate, but
I'm just talking about the feel of the show.
Yeah, the show was good. Yeah. I really wasn't bored out of my mind watching this, so it's all really good stuff so far. Next we get our main event, Darby Allin versus Kushida. I'm gonna be honest, I already knew how this shit was gonna end, so I just tuned the fuck out. And I will say though, every time I looked back at my screen, Kushida had the hoverboard lock in, and I was just like, nigga, please do something else.
You over the hoverboard lock? Shout out to Kushida, man.
That motherfucker was doing the hoverboard lock on the outside. Like that shit gonna get him a win.
Yeah, no. Yeah, very hard hitting match. Kushida beating whooping his ass. Darby, man, they got that boy with working boots on. He's wrestled every week. I think twice. I think he already had 4 matches. He's already had 4 matches this year.
Yeah, he ain't no pussy like Wardlow. He really out here.
Where is Wardlow?
That boy in hell.
Where is this guy? Yo, they really killed him. I'm not gonna get into it. I'm not gonna get into it. But yeah, man. You know what the problem with this match for me was? Kushida wasn't in the Amiris. I think if he was in the Amiris, it would have been a little different story. Might have won.
He was in Wranglers?
No, he had the shorts on. He had the white shorts on. He didn't have the Amiris on.
He took that to WWE with him.
Oh man, should have kept those on.
I mean, he left the Amiris in the locker for goddamn big body Javi, bitch.
Yo, we'll talk about it when NXT, but man, that finish of that match was one.
Yeah, had that boy snoozing. All right, and then I'm pretty sure I missed some stuff, but it'll come to me. Hangman Page talks to Renee Young, and
I missed
the content.
I went to the bathroom.
The content of this promo, really good. Hangman face is showing that he's a face, and he's showing like some remorse because he was just like, I'm gonna get back at you. You feel me? I'm gonna get you like you got me. And then he was just like, damn, I really got him like he got me. I know how that shit feel. So that was cool. I think the only thing that kind of like weirded me out about this one is that very nitpick, just little silly shit, just me being me. Renee Young is an interviewer for AEW. So when I saw this segment and she didn't have a mic in her hand, I was just like, what are you doing here?
She didn't have a mic? I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, she didn't have a mic. So I was just like, why is it like this seems like a conversation that like a private conversation that's being recorded. But it's wrestling, so it's whatever. That's it. I found the context of this to be good though.
Yeah.
Orange Cassidy defeats Jay Lethal. The problem with this match is there's way
too much shit going on.
Way too much shit going on. And I think that AEW might need to invest in a multi-cam setup because you could show the match and show the motherfuckers at ringside. There was way too much focus on these motherfuckers at ringside. Orange, they got the camera on Jeff Jarrett and Sunil Singh or whatever, Satom Singh, and then off to like the far side of the screen, you can see Orange Cassidy getting thrown out of the ring, and he just like lands like he just threw his body to the damn barricade. It looks goofy as hell.
Yeah, I think it was just too much. I think when you have a wrestler like Orange Cassidy, who's already goofy enough, I think adding more to that goofiness, it kind of takes away from him. I think this is the worst title defense he's had since he won that belt. Yeah. I thought he's had a pretty good streak of pretty good matches, so I was kind of disappointed by this one. I think Lethal's a good worker as well.
Way too much Danhausen involved.
Yeah, that too. It's too much altogether.
Yeah, like because you have the best friends at ringside as well, and they kind of just disappear. I tried to look back at ringside and I couldn't find out, or they just look like any other mark that was in there.
Yo, I have such irrational hate for Chuck Taylor. I don't even know why I don't like this guy.
I like Chuck Taylor. I don't like Trent.
Someone Chuck Taylor just bothers me. I don't like it. I don't like his face. I don't like how he looks.
I think Trent is terrible. I think Chuck Taylor is the better wrestler of the two.
I do too.
Is that he doesn't work out at all.
He looks like a mechanic. Like not even a mechanic. I don't even know what he looks like.
He looked like the mechanic's assistant.
Yeah. I don't know. He doesn't look good.
Yeah,
I hate how he looks. I really do.
That boy passed nuts and bolts, boy.
It's not even like Eddie Kingston style out of shape, where like he somewhat looks like a guy who beat your ass. Chuck Taylor don't look like he beat nobody up, man.
No, he what is it? because he. sorry to quote Cornette, but he has the muffin top.
He does have the muffin top. I'll talk like I have a great body to be talking about people, but man, I'm also not a professional wrestler. I don't know. He just something about him. He does like a haircut. Something about Chuck Taylor. I don't like.
I like him a lot. So
as the kids would say, he gives me an ick. As the kids are saying these days. Chuck Taylor
he gives you the ick, so you wouldn't date him, bro.
Yeah, I wouldn't date him. Chuck Taylor's my ick. Definitely not my type.
reserve that shit for relationship shit. Ricky Starks defeats Jake Hager. There's also a lot of goofy stuff happening in this match, and I kind of largely ignored it for the most part. I think once Jake Hager tried to powerbomb Ricky Starks again, and then Ricky Starks chased off 2.0, I kind of like checked out after that point.
Yeah, I hate Jake Hager is there to give you a good 3-star match on a TV show every 3 months. That's kind of what we did here. I think we all knew what was gonna happen. Ricky Starks, they gave him some momentum, which is nice.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever. I hate that Jake Hager like wrestles in like PSD boxers. That really bothers me.
the
Etika joints. That's what he wrestles in. I hate that.
Poor boy outfit.
What is that? I think like MMA gear. It's like he looks like he's wrestling in boxers. It's really weird.
Then what else we got here? We got Willow versus Tony. I wasn't really paying attention. I'm gonna assume that Tony won.
Okay, before we even get to that, do you want to talk about the street fight on Rampage? There was some controversy.
No, because I didn't watch it, but I saw Anna Jay head go bink.
Yeah, first thing is Willow missing that table completely.
Mm.
It's wrestling. I'm not really like, oh man, she's being unsafe. That whole match was unsafe. They were just beating the shit out of each other. So yeah, I'm not really worried about that. I would be nervous to do a power bomb off the stage. You really can't see. There's a body right in front of your face. So like you really can't overshoot. I think she did her best she could of like not killing that woman with that damn power bomb through the table. She kind of like reared back a little bit. But yeah, Willow took most of the table, and then Anna Jay.
She damn near sat on the table, bitch.
Anna did none of that table. Shit. That, and then people were like complaining about like Ruby Soho bleeding a lot, which I mean, it's whatever. I don't see that as a big deal, but some people had a problem with Ruby Soho bleeding so much. Yeah, if the ladies want to bleed, if the ladies want to have their yearly tag team
bleed fest.
Match, yeah, then let them have it. Who cares? I don't care.
Yeah.
But as far as this match, I don't know. I'm so confused with what's going on with Saraya and Toni Storm and
I'm over
Hikaru Shida. I thought Hikaru Shida was going to turn heel, but then some out of nowhere, Saraya and Toni Storm just turned heel.
And it stupid why they're turning heel.
I'm not even sure I don't know what the reason is. And then Hikaru Shida looked confused.
She's us.
She's the audience at this point because I don't know what's going on. Saraya, I feel like unless I missed something or like a dark or something like that, this really feels out of nowhere. Like this heel turn.
Oh, absolutely. Because it legit makes no sense.
Yeah, I'm they're losing me. They better explain it well on Friday or next Wednesday because I don't get what the angle was.
I'm good because I don't want to see these two as heels.
You know what this means?
They're
right?
incredibly annoying.
You know what this means? This means this must mean that Jamie and Britt are turning face, which I think at this point Jamie's already a face anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm very interested to see Britt Baker as a face.
She's just gonna do her regular stick because that's what they cheer. People are just like, there's been a what is it? When talking to Justin, he's always just like, it's gonna be funny seeing a face Britt Baker, but it's just gonna be the same Britt Baker, and the crowd is just gonna cheer. Like, it's gonna be the same fucking person. No, so far, no woman in that division can one up her on that mic. So she's gonna dog walk anybody.
Yeah,
she can be whatever the fuck she wants to be. The bar's in hell for AEW, bro.
Yeah, well, that's what's gonna happen. I'm calling it now. Britt and Jamie are gonna turn face, and then Tony. It's gonna be Tony. Someone mentioned it might be like they might do a women's blood and guts match. I guess.
As long as it's not Jericho and that shit again.
Yeah, that's fine. If they want to switch it up and do women's, that's totally fine with me.
Mm-hmm. Let's get a women's anarchy in the arena. I know it happened last week, but let's get some more.
For the record, also I like that the street fight they had on the Rampage. It was good.
I'm sure it was fun. Is there any? The Acclaim, Billy Gunn, and the Ass Boys are going to be doing therapy next week. So that's your sport. That's your sports entertainment for the week.
Wrap that up, please. Terrible
stuff. Let's get them with Top Flight as soon as possible. And then that's pretty much it for AJ.
MJF promo. He got serious. He got serious this time. He tried to be intense. You know what? Intimidating doesn't really work for MJF. I think he should stick with sarcastic, just asshole. Serious. Serious wasn't convincing to me.
Yeah. That's why I didn't like to see him Punk feud for most of it. I can't take this motherfucker seriously.
Yeah,
he was a clown.
Yeah, it didn't do it for me. Back to the drawing board with this one. You know, they had like 5. I forgot Revolution's like in March. They have like 6 more weeks of this.
Oh fuck.
Well, I'm assuming MJF wrestles in between that time at some point, maybe against Takeshita. It seemed like they were kind of aiming at that. Which I'll be fine with MJF versus Takeshita. But at some point, we have to get Takeshita like on the ball and like winning on TV, not just dark. Like, please, can we do it this time? Let's not bullshit like we did last year.
We'll see what happens. Anything else for AEW? Because I think that's about it.
That's it. No, I think that's it.
All right, damn. We skipped the beginning banter of the show, but
yeah, I know this is about to be a fast episode.
Sorry, I just looked at the time. I was just like, we usually get to NXT by like 11. We're
11:30.
We're 5
minutes. What you mean 11?
Shit. And I was late to the recording too, but let's move on to NXT.
You might have to carry this one.
Why?
I like I said, I just
oh yeah,
I wasn't really paying attention. They lost me.
All right, so
it wasn't their fault. But
yeah. We get Axiom and Apollo Crews defeats Trick Williams and Carmelo Hayes. I think it's really odd that they have like Carmelo just be like, man, I'm on my way to the title. I'm really gonna get it. You feel me? And then have him loose. He's like building. Well, I guess I could say he was building momentum when he beat Apollo, but like slowly stunting it. But I think it's interesting that they're having a number one contender lose. I guess
they definitely got him in some kind of holding pattern. They don't want to like
get him involved,
push him too hard. Yeah, and we're still doing the
Grayson shit.
Thing. Yeah, so I think they're just in a weird spot. Plus, I feel like they really like it. I think not Triple H. Shawn Michaels like really likes Axiom.
Oh yeah, because he's good.
He is good, but like he really likes this guy. This guy is getting like he got the pin right. It was Axiom who pinned Carmelo, or am I bugging? Or was it Apollo who pinned Carmelo?
I'm actually unsure. I just know they lost.
I forgot. Yeah.
I think that Axiom could pretty much be a complete package if he just talks a little bit more. I think he's already kind of a good promo for all the stuff that he does backstage and stuff, but like, let's see how he fares against like live promos and stuff like that. And then if he's good at that, then I think he's set.
You know what NXT is gonna be? They're gonna start doing the New Day test. They're gonna start putting people out there with New Day to see how they can handle that. I think that's the ultimate test. I remember when I used to listen to Bill Simmons when he used to talk, I believe it was him. He would talk about the Randy Orton test, where like a guy would come from NXT, just put him in the ring standing next to Randy Orton, and see how it looks.
Mm-hmm. It looked good for Keith Lee.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like certain people, it looks good. Certain people, it looks good, and certain people are like, "Oh, this isn't gonna work." During that era, where like a lot of those guys, they were a lot smaller than you realize once they came to the main roster, because people don't realize how like Randy Orton's deceptively a huge guy. Like he's massive.
Mm-hmm. What is it? He's like 6'3"?
Like 6'6". He's mad tall.
Oh shit!
Randy Orton's huge. Let me get his correct height. He's up there. He's like LeBron James size. Probably not the same weight, but like Randy Orton is 6. He's 6'5".
Okay.
Yeah. So like like
that was close.
That's how I feel. But I feel like it would best utilize New Day to really see like who can really hang with these guys on the mic.
Mm-hmm.
I obviously I think Kofi and Woods are two of the best talkers of all time. I think Kofi's a very underrated talker. I think we don't really talk about.
Insanely underrated.
I think Kofi underrated in general, just like all together. I think he's one of the greatest to ever do it, and I feel like we don't talk about that enough. I think people won't talk. I think we talk about that enough. I think people won't talk about it until after he like retires. Really, you think people put Kofi in like the greatest of all time category? Not New Day,
no,
but just Kofi himself.
Nah. It'll probably be like greatest of all times, and then like in this category.
Yeah, but I think he's just all around, like he's all around consistently good, and he has been good since he got here.
Mm-hmm.
I think his promo's only gotten better since he's debuted
and dropped the accent.
Yeah, I just think like I don't really see too many flaws in Kofi Kingston's game.
Mm-hmm.
To pour out, like, I can't even argue. People were like, "Yo, he's one of the best to ever do it." Like I can't even argue it because like. Just off accomplishments, just off of everything. Like you can't. There's nothing to say. What hasn't he done besides win the Rumble or like Money in the Bank?
He won the title, so I think that's at the pinnacle already.
That's it.
So
at Mania, you can't beat that. There's nothing bigger than that.
So I think he's Gucci. I think he's all good. What else is next? We got. Speaking of New Day, we got Gallus defeating Brooks and Jiggs. Jensen took a nasty spot on the concrete, and when he was just like my neck, and then the damn medical professionals, they started lifting him up like as if his leg was hurt. I said these niggas not real professionals. Quit the bullshit, bro.
You can't fool me.
You can't fool me, bro. I took a what is it? I took like one of those OSHA safety test shits.
Yeah, I know what it is.
And I passed that motherfucker, man. So I know that's damn well that's not how you're supposed to pick somebody up that got some goddamn neck issues, bro.
Also, I thought there was a lot going on in that match for a match between fucking two teams that it barely any heat. I mean, there's some heat, but like barely. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot going on.
Man, this match happened. This shit happened in December. Remember? September. No. Remember that? Absolutely
no, I don't.
Not.
Like, where is all this coming from? Yeah, all these angles going on.
I really fucking don't. And I know that's no fault of the WWE because the visa issues and shit like that. But it's just like, girl, I don't remember none of Vic Joseph. I don't remember none of that shit, boo. Like,
what are we talking about?
Oh no, I don't remember none of that shit.
It was just a lot. Also,
fucking heatless.
Yeah, this crowd. Yeah, there was times tonight. I mean, that night where the crowd was just kind of. I don't know if people were like getting the news about Jay during the show. Maybe that kind of killed the crowd. But like, I feel like this crowd was just kind of like they didn't react to a lot. We're gonna talk about a promo later on, but like,
yes, I know. Yeah, I know the exact promo that you want to talk about.
Yeah, this match it was fine. I guess Gallus. They're still having long matches, unnecessarily long matches. That's Gallus.
Terrible stuff. I'm starting to like Gallus less and less the more I'm exposed to them. But it is what it is. New Day comes out and say we're done with Pretty Deadly, and then Pretty Deadly go, whoa, hell no, boy. I'm here. You ain't finished with us. And then Gallus comes out and say, motherfucker, we beat y'all ass fair and square.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna have the match with the New Day. And I thought that was weird because it kind of positioned them as like kind of like faces because they were like fighting Pretty Deadly with the New Day.
Yeah.
After they just murdered Jensen.
Yeah. It's kind of hard to like really like dissect this segment because this wasn't the original segment. I don't know if you know, but like it was supposed to be New Day giving a funeral to Pretty Deadly, but when the news came out, they're like, we're not doing a funeral on this show. That would be pretty tasteless. So they had to
which is fine,
change the whole segment on the fly. I'm sure because we found out at like 8:30, and this segment was at like 9, so they probably had to like figure something out within like 20 minutes to like, oh, we got to get this. That's why New Day was all dressed up. For anybody who didn't know, that was the reason. But so yeah, I mean, I don't think they put the initial plan. So I mean, we're getting a triple threat match. It should be fine. It should be cool. Yeah, man, that's
that should be some really good stuff. What else we got? Our main event, which I thought was pretty good. So the show doesn't necessarily start, but at some point in the show, Toxic Attraction comes out, cuts a promo about them winning together, falling together, losing together, kinda. Lyra Valkyra comes out and is just like, man, if it wasn't for that pussy ass bitch Jade, I'll be in that motherfucker, man. And then they started beating the shit out of her, and then Roxanne comes out, and then that's what sets up this match. But the promo with Toxic Attraction, dog, I don't think they're getting the reactions that they want. And I don't know how they could get the reaction they want.
Okay, so this is the thing. I think this is a two-part thing, right? I think the first problem is they got to get out of that building. They got to start moving around. And I'm gonna tell you why, right? Because in a situation like that, if you were a more experienced wrestler, like where you're just cutting a promo and you could hear a fucking mouse piss on cotton in there because it's so fucking quiet that like.
Wait, hold on. I'm gonna stop you right there, bro. That was a bar. Wait, a mouse pissing on cotton, bro? That's crazy.
You never heard that before?
All right, keep going.
But like, that's the time if you like watch like a Chris Jericho and he's giving a promo and he's like, and it's getting kind of quiet, not getting a reaction, he'll start riffing on the town or something, or he'll start riffing on something, just gain some kind of heat, bring it back, let's get some heat going. Then just like, I feel like Toxic Attraction were just like trying to go through this promo.
Yeah, just recite the lines across, and get out.
But that's the point where you got to call audible and start like, you know what I mean? Like get some cheap heat. I don't care what you do. You can't have the people just sitting there on their hands in silence or on their phones with that promo of you. I mean, it didn't hit. And I think it's the time when I think that just comes with experience and being in front of a live crowd and doing promos like that, where you would kind of like, yo, let's figure out the way to get some heat. Figure it out.
Yeah, I agree with that. And then I also would like to say that the promo is not bad. It's just that they need to work on improve, like, you know, their delivery.
Yeah. Which takes time.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was silent.
Yeah, it was crazy as fucking there. This nigga's spitting. But yeah, it is what it is. And then the match itself, I still really much like Lyra Valkyra. I think she's really fucking good.
Do you feel like they're putting her in like that main kind of women's slot like really fast? I feel like we don't even know who this girl is. Who is she?
Yeah, we kind of actually have no idea who she is.
Who is this girl?
But I like her a lot. I think she's great. And now that Ginny's retired, I basically have to find a new fave from the UK, and it's her.
A new UK babe.
Yeah. Well, like I always liked her a lot. So it's just a natural shift. You're number one now.
I think we need to slow down with Lyra before we like really put her in that spot. We, like I said, I don't know what's she about. Like, you know what I mean? Give me something. You can't just mix them up with established characters when I just don't know who you are. It doesn't work for me.
Mm-hmm. I would agree. And then the match ends with Roxanne just fucking becoming God and beating the shit out of both of these women. There was a slight miscommunication between Toxic Attraction to really sprinkle in was that an accident or is she really gonna turn on her at the triple threat? And yes, it was an accident because she's gonna lose the match now. But I thought it was really good.
I hate that trope. That's one of my least favorite tropes in wrestling. When they used to do it back in the 2000s a lot. Like the guy would like accidentally hit his partner with a chair, like a big boot or a super kick or something like that, and you're like, I was obviously an accident, and then you go like to the whole next week, like you didn't watch any video footage of what happened that whole week.
Yeah, like clearly see the miscommunication.
Like clearly see it was an accident. I think it's the dumbest trope.
But yeah, so that's definitely gonna play into next week, and then what is it? Yeah, we have like 3 weeks till
2
Wednesday. Oh, okay.
Yeah, 2 weeks.
All right, so that's all good. Quick hits. Damn. Normally you get to this motherfucker at 11:40 or some shit.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
I keep looking at the time and being like, God damn. This is a quick one, fellas. So Thea Hale gets her first win over Valentina Feroz, and sick, loved it. I think Thea Hale's really good, and then what is it, Feroz and Lopez? I think she's gonna form a stable of Latinas, bro.
Yeah.
Twitter likes all the minorities being in one thing. You feel me?
Put all the niggas in one group.
Yeah.
I'm more shocked that Tia Hale hasn't won on TV yet. I thought she had one. I guess not.
Hey man, that was the story going into this. It was her first one.
She was 0-5. Okay. I just had to look at the old spreadsheet. Interesting.
And we're gonna have a celebration of her first win next week. So I think this is the time where we're actually gonna see some development and some progress made into whatever is brewing between Duke and Mr. Chase. So let's keep it moving. Tyler Bate is back, baby. He said, "I'm here to stay. My visa ain't fucking up no time soon.
I'm back, baby."
And then he beat the dog shit out of Big Body Hobby, boy.
Yo, okay, can we talk about the finish? Because, like, right?
Yeah.
I was looking at my phone, and I looked up. The only thing I saw was Javier do a whole backflip on his neck for no reason. I said, what the hell just happened?
It looked like, Tyler Bate was gonna go for the Tyler driver or whatever, and then he just slipped like some damn oil,
or like he jumped and then like Tyler didn't jump, and it just looked really weird. The Tyler like, what the fuck? I don't know if it was miscommunication, that boy was concussed or what, but that should look. I couldn't stop laughing when that happened. I'm sorry, it shouldn't be funny. I'm sure hopefully he's fine, but that was so funny. I couldn't stop laughing. It happens. I don't know. What is he like a PC recruit, or like did he have any kind of like training before that?
I feel like he is. I didn't see shit. We'll probably have to ask the sports folks in chat and see if he's an NIL boy.
Yeah, I think it looks like he was never did wrestling prior to this. If he did, it probably very minimal, like like a Trick Williams when he was in like CZW. But interesting. Okay. Yeah, it could have happened. I mean, he only had 30 matches altogether as far as cage match goes. He'll figure it out.
Do you well, I was about to say, do you see it for him? But then I was just like,
I do like Javier Bernal. I do like him.
Comedic. Like, that's your lane.
And he's figuring it out. And I think he's pretty good at riffing. I think him and what's the young lady's name?
Mackenzie.
Mackenzie have great chemistry.
Yes, they do.
For them.
The only thing that I don't like, and it's because I didn't like the Grayson Waller effect with Cora Jade and Roxanne. Stop having niggas interrupt Roxanne, and I'm very specific on niggas. No men in her promo interrupting her. Stop doing that. Because when he came in, it was just like, man, you heard my Christmas song? What the fuck? We're trying to promote the main event right now. What the fuck are y'all doing?
I don't know.
I thought that was so stupid. Another thing that I didn't find it stupid, but I did find this weird. Soul Rika defeated Alba Fire. Let's get the fire out the building.
Put that fire out.
You feel me? Flat screen. Let's get this motherfucker out of here, man. And what is it? Soul Rika beat her ass pretty nice, and then she goes backstage, and then she runs into Casey Square, and then they challenge her to a match. And I was just like, look at the two directionless people trying to find their way somewhere. Get this shit the fuck out of my face. She said, I'm gonna beat both y'all dolo. Kiss my ass.
Who do you think ends up teaming with her in the end?
I hope it's Isla Dawn, honestly.
That'd be interesting if it was
whenever the women's Dusty comes together, and then let's just be evil together. Clearly, her getting that win over Isla Dawn has infected her in some way where she cannot control her rage, like DC versus Mortal Kombat. So
okay, I didn't think about that angle. That makes sense.
Let's just have them come together. Like it's not a possession. It's not, mind control or whatever. It's just this weird aura, or just kind of It's not mind games. It's not weird, spooky shit like that. It's just.
I mean, we still got to explain why my referee guy was over there spitting up black fluid. I didn't forget.
That boy ate Sonics. That's why.
I didn't forget.
That boy ate one of them.
I need answers.
What's the commercials that people one of them Pizza Hut pizzas? What? Aladon had him feeling like she. I swear to God, that commercial's infectious, bro.
What's worse, that one or the Burger King commercials?
It has to be the Pizza Hut one because I haven't seen the BK commercial.
You haven't seen the BK commercial? It comes on during NXT.
It does.
If you watch football, you absolutely see it. Okay. Every commercial is like Whopper, 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 Whopper. You never seen that commercial?
No, I haven't.
Oh my God!
The only thing I'm telling you, the only thing I watch on TV is NXT and AEW, and every commercial break. Sheesh. That and Eugenics Total T, boy. Need that.
Who sings that song? I'd be like, sheesh.
It was put into the chat, and a lot of
Surface. I know who Surfaces are. Who is Ty Verdes?
I have no idea. That is a industry plant radio jam. That's some Ed Sheeran.
Oh my God, that song.
Infectious, bro. Next, Indy Hartwell and Tiffany Stratton. They seem that they're gonna have a feud, so I love it. Two of my faves. Tiffany is gonna carry Indy to a decent match.
What is Indy's character right now?
Locker room vet. I was about to say locker room vet with no accolades, but she do have some. It's just been a minute.
Yeah, she got a little tag. She got a little tag run.
She looks like she's she always do. It seems like she's going to be the one to humble Tiffany Stratton. So we'll see how that goes.
We'll see.
The Creed brothers have lost their way. Ivy Niles pulled up on them and said, "Who the fuck is y'all, man? Y'all trying to rush in head first into some shit. Y'all not coming up with a plan, and y'all gonna get your ass shot." And then I thought it was really funny that they're really concerned over Jinder Mahal of all people. And
that's a former WWE champion.
I know they keep saying that to make him seem like he a threat. But it's just like, Julius, you can really beat his ass, bro.
That's facts. He's champion. Julius can't say that.
He'd be like,
"Come on now."
Jinder Mahal been in the shitter for how many years, and then they just come, "Man, I don't know if you could beat him, man. He won the title one time.
He won it. You know what I mean? I don't
even remember who he beat for it.
He beat AJ. No, he lost. No, he beat.
He lost at AJ.
He beat Moxley. Did he beat Moxley? Who did he beat? Damn, I gotta check. Who did he beat?
I'm gonna put it into the chat real quick and see who answered.
Yeah, I have to check. I'm like, yo, did he beat? I gotta find it. Oops, go back. Do you see it? Oh, okay. I should have known that. I should have known that. Why did I know that? Do you have an idea who it was?
It's not Randy Orton.
It is Randy Orton.
Oh fuck!
Remember they feuded. They feuded for like 3 months after that.
Yeah.
And every match was the same.
Because Jinder's ass.
Every single match was just was the brothers, the Singh brothers, getting beat up, and then Jinder, sneaking in and doing the Colas, except for that one time where it was Great Khali instead.
Mm-hmm. So garbage. And then I don't know what happened, but I guess since he took a big boot, Stacks, grab his face, grab him by his face by the cheeks, get real close and say, "You're a made man." What the fuck?
I mean, he's not a soldier no more.
That boy said, underboss. We getting you out the streets, man.
Do you think that means they're gonna get like 2 more people in the group? They gotta have some Italian dudes in the PC waiting to get their time.
No, what it means to me, I feel like they're gonna go. They're gonna be in the Dusty Cup.
That too. I mean, both things could be true.
Yeah, that's true.
I can see the family growing. They lost a guy, so they gotta add some more people. I feel like
they lost one guy, and then and they did the vignette.
That's a third of the group.
And they did his vignette at that nigga grave. That shit crazy, bro.
That's just crazy.
Also, what's less is it's like, man, this bridge? Sex is just like,
What you
Yeah,
gotta do?
I know this bridge. What is it? It reminds me of that scene from The Wire where Wee-Bey was driving D to his house to take care of his fish.
That
And
boy about to
D
shit
was just
himself.
that boy didn't want to walk up to the front porch, bro.
Yeah, that's some of the best acting on that show.
Dog, that boy was shitting himself, bro.
He really thought he was about to die.
Yeah, that
That's
shit was
so
funny
funny.
as hell, bro. But yeah, that was like that. And then Stags really hit the man. Do what you got to do, man. I thought that segment was really good. And then Dijaks, just made his intentions known that he's coming for Wesley, and then that match should be good. Is there anything else on NXT? I feel like that's pretty much it. I think we actually covered everything.
We covered it. Usually we miss something too. I'm pretty sure we got everything.
I can't. You know what? This episode is going to come out, and somebody's going to say, "Well, you missed this."
Probably. I know we definitely jinxed it. I know we missed something.
And I swear to God, if that something is Elektra Lopez saying that she's going to fight Wendy Chu next week, nigga, we ain't talking about that.
Oh, I'm going to double check. I'm looking at the results. I think we got everything, man.
That's everything. That's all. Thanks for being on this.
Stevie Turner. We want to talk about Stevie Turner. She's streaming. This is my question.
We talked about it next week,
but she had another promo this week.
Yeah, I know, but
I just had a question. I got a question. She really streaming like that? She got an account? She got Twitch?
I don't know.
Is she faking?
I don't know. But I do like Stevie Turner. I think these promos that she cuts are really great. She's very charming.
I don't care about her. Didn't care about her in NXT UK either. What happened to Roxanne's gamer girl gimmick? What the feel like her gimmick?
That wasn't. She didn't have a gamer girl gimmick. She just said I loved wrestling and I played the fuck out of these video games. Her gimmick is I really love fucking wrestling, and that's fine.
Whack.
Hold on, I'm about to follow. I'm about to see what Stevie Turner IG looking like.
She was one of the Pretty Deadly boys, I believe. If I'm not mistaken.
I don't see it. There's no link to the Twitch, bro.
I'm saying.
Oh, she has a really cute cat.
She ain't a real gamer. I don't believe it. I don't see not one Twitch clip in here. No screen cap.
Yeah, nothing. She ain't streaming for real. This ain't a liar.
She ain't a real streamer. I'm supposed to believe this.
Hey everybody, thank you so much for making it to this point. You can subscribe to us on Patreon, patreon.com/the A Show RNC. We have a ton of exclusive shows on there. I believe that the Royal Rumble pool might be exclusive to patrons. I'm not sure. It might there's the Patreon pool, I'm pretty sure, and then there's going to be the public one, I believe, where we get 2 winners.
And you will find out all that information on our Instagram. Yes, our Instagram at the A Show RNC. Head over to the Instagram. Twitter is pretty much dead and very annoying to use. So just follow us on Instagram, where we just post a lot of fun clips and today in wrestling and nice stuff like that. You can follow the A Show Network on Twitter at the A Show RNC to keep up with all the stuff that we are doing. But you can also keep up with it if you follow us on Twitter. On Instagram. You can follow Quan at the Comeback Spot, and you can follow me, Cyrus, at Cyrus on TWR. And that's about it, I believe. I looked at the time again, and boy, record pace, boy. We speed ran this shit. What? We did a speed run of the podcast. What is it? Speed run. What is it? Two host percent. That just means we're getting good at this. That's all that means. Yeah, really, really good stuff. See you next week. Hopefully there's more interesting stuff to talk about that isn't WWE selling or a passing of a wrestler. So see you guys next week.